sleep with that person.
I'm so glad I'm not dating donated $100. Brian, what makes you traditional besides just words? Andrew, I understand. But what makes you any different than them? Sex before marriage? Wow, gamer, podcaster. The structure to the pedestal, please.
Well, the difference is I don't overtly claim that I'm traditional. I don't think I've ever claimed that. So it's like, you know, these OF girls who come on the show, or these porn stars. Well, I'm traditional. Well, no, it's actually you're not. Whereas if they just claimed, oh yeah, I'm a modern woman, I wouldn't really there's nothing to push back on there. So I don't really make claims that I'm like this paragon of tradition. There are some components of me that I think are traditional. But yeah, I don't believe in waiting until marriage. I don't play video games, actually. I used to play video games, but I haven't played video games since 2020. But I mean, I have a knowledge of it because I used to play, so I'll make video game references.
Does playing video games make you not traditional?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know where video games really come into that, but I don't really make it a habit to be like, oh, again, I don't proclaim myself to be some paragon of tradition.
Would you consider yourself traditional then, yes or no?
In some ways, yes, but again, I'm not out here being like, yeah, I'm trying to claim being traditional. Perhaps in some ways I am, in other ways I'm not. I'm not waiting till marriage.
I'm not
to
really
have
trying
sex
to.
And
Don't even marry.
but yeah.
I'm not really trying to defend, but it's because you ask all of the girls on the panel, do you consider yourself traditional, yes or no?
Yeah.
And they're not going out and on their socials and stuff claiming oh, I'm a traditional woman, subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's just you ask a yes or no question and then you're not traditional.
Well, in the pre-show casting questions, we ask, do you consider yourself feminist or traditional? So usually I'll only give pushback if a girl who she's outwardly does not appear to be traditional, or she's involved in sex work and claims to be traditional. That's usually where my pushback stems from.
And I understand that, but feminist and traditional are not opposites. They're two separate things.
Yeah, no, they're opposites.
They're opposites.
So you said you wouldn't fully consider yourself traditional, so that means you're feminist?
No.
Because you just said they're opposites.
Is that the only two options?
Well, so just because two things are opposite of each other doesn't mean if you're not one of those things that it would immediately make you the other. That would be illogical, Malik.
Isn't that the definition?
Feminism is, in its most generous sense, is advocating for women.
Yes.
So.
No, feminist is that men and women are equal.
Yes, in my questionnaire, I'm like, do you consider yourself traditional or more feminist?
I see what you're coming
But
from.
as far as me, no, I'm not feminist at all. I might actually lean more egalitarian, which I prefer over feminism.
But egalitarian is feminist.
No, it's not.
A matriarchy,
It's not.
I think, is what you're thinking, but matriarchy is not feminist because in a matriarchy, the woman versus a patriarchy.
Well, we have a gynocentric society.
Yes, but in a feminist society or an egalitarian society, men and women are equal. I believe it.
But that's not what feminism is.
Feminism is that men and women are equal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's about securing rights.
It's not that women are better.
It's securing privileges for women.
So that they're equal to men.
No, actually, because, for example, in a scenario where feminists are seeking equality, they will only seek that equality if it somehow stands to benefit women. If seeking some form of equality would actually come to the detriment of women, feminists will not seek it. So it's not equality between men and women, because feminists would be in the streets fighting for equalization of selective service and the draft.
But you're using
It's supremacy. It's female supremacy is the ultimate goal of feminism.
Is it though?
Now it is.
It is. It is though. Yeah.
It's about
That's why not a single one of you at the table
my
can
understanding of
identify.
feminism
I can prove it to you right now. right?
Equality.
It can't. Is anybody at this table going to identify as a fourth wave feminist? Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's because they're all female supremacists. But how many of you would identify as a first wave or second wave feminist?
It's like original feminist.
Yeah. Like basically all of you, right? So that's the distinction,
I'm
right?
not
So you move
feminist at
on
all.
the pathway. Well, maybe not you, Malik, but almost every other woman here does. And the reason for this is because, yes, feminism becomes about female supremacy. That's actually what was in the doctrine originally for feminism, was the move towards female supremacy. It wasn't enough that they were equal with men, because men are a bunch of violent predators, Malik, who are always after young women and things like this. So they absolutely had to get these evil men who were just ultra-violent lunatics under control. This is on all of the feminist doctrine, and you know this, by the way.
I will fact check you after the show, because I doubt Brian is going to want to pull up the definitions now. But
What do you mean?
I disagree.
What definitions? Of feminism?
That feminism is for female supremacy.
Well, let's look at what's actually in practice.
Okay, but I'm not talking about Twitter warriors. I'm not talking about people who live on Twitter and type, "Oh, women should control this" and all that, or like the online representation.
So what?
Like feminism. I am not a feminist. I'm against feminism, for the record. But
do you think
the core feminism is equality, not female supremacy?
Well, hold on. Do you think that the feminism that they teach in universities, for example, and mind you, in every single institution of higher education, there's some sort of women's studies or feminist studies course, or even majors, right? Every single institution in this country, there's no corresponding men's studies or, whatever. There's not really a men's rights courses, whatever it might be. What do you think they are teaching women in these courses?
I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they're teaching patriarchy theory in these courses?
Of course not, because patriarchy.
Of course not?
Because
That's
patriarchy is not equivalent. Feminism would be an egalitarian society where it's equal.
Patriarchy theory is a core tenet of patriarchy theory is a core tenet of feminist ideology, and it's taught in universities.
It's wrong, and it should be egalitarian, not that it should be a matriarchy where
what?
It's a matriarchy would be if females.
What? No, you're talking, Malik. You're confusing classic liberalism with feminism. When you're talking about egalitarianism, you're talking about like John Locke style egalitarian doctrine, like traditional liberalism is what you're pointing at, not feminism. Feminism does teach patriarchy theory, and it teaches it from standpoint theory. It's saying that men are evil, ultra-violent lunatics and have to be brought under control. That is what it teaches, and that's what its original founders pushed. I can give you a massive list, or you can just buy Cult Feminism and read it for yourself, Mel.
Okay.
Read it for yourself.
For sake of argument, then. I said
argument.
I would fact check later, but can we just pull up the definition of feminism?
It doesn't matter really what
because that's what I'm referring to.
But okay,
I don't care what they teach, and I don't know what they teach.
All institutions of higher education, which, by the way, I think it's 60% of college students are women now. So more women are getting fed these lies in these institutions. If they're teaching patriarchy theory, which basically states that men as a class, as a gender, are oppressors and women are oppressed, that's a really hateful thing to teach swaths of women. Go ahead.
Here you go. Fourth wave feminism. Fourth wave feminism is a feminist movement that began in the 2010s, and it's characterized by a focus on the empowerment of women and the use of intersectionality and internet tools seeking greater gender equality. Now, intersectionality, as you might note, Malik, is what? What is intersectionality?
Yeah, Malik.
So, I believe that intersex is both sex.
What?
No,
I don't know what I'm referring to on that level. But
not intersex, intersectionality.
Intersectionality. Okay.
Rough.
I am not a feminist. I have no knowledge on feminism other than the bare minimum.
Well, then why are you trying to tell us what the fuck it is, Malik?
Because he's saying you guys are telling me that you're either feminist or traditional, and Brian just said he's neither.
No, didn't say either or, didn't say you're feminist or traditional, but that if you identify as being traditional and you're not identifying as being a feminist, it's very easy for us to make a determination if you're traditional or not. That's it. It's not,
Checkmate.
if you're not one, you're the other. That wouldn't even follow. That makes no sense.
I do not see either of you correct in this manner, but you guys are going to keep framing this. Play it louder. Play it louder. You are wrong. You're wrong.
Wait, going around the table really quick.